Holiday parties, remember those? I do not. But a recent survey found that a majority of Americans are not looking forward to mingling and jingling with their coworkers, especially if it means having a party on Zoom. However, there are ways to spice up those parties, and our advice to you this morning is if you get invited to your company holiday Zoom party, it could have a long-range impact on your career. I know, I was incredulous too. Joining us now is Jen Gottlieb, the co-founder of Super Connector Media. Welcome, Jen. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you, Marisol. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. She already got the party started early on Instagram. She gave us a shout out. Okay, so the Zoom party is a struggle, but you say it's your boss who needs to set the tone for the party. So if you're a boss at home and you're watching, how can the bosses make a Zoom holiday party more engaging?
Yes, bosses, leaders of companies. Zoom parties can be even more powerful for your team members than in-person parties if you do it right. So one of the first things that you can do to make your Zoom party a little bit more spicy is to get your employees engaged. And what we love to do at Super Connector Media is send gifts to our team members. So branded t-shirts, and you can do like a mug. Oh, look, Pix 11. I want to come to your Zoom holiday party. It's going to be dope. Like a Cheers champagne glass that you can send to them so that everybody can be super engaged and have something that everybody in the Zoom room has in common. So you can start with that. That's the first.
I like that.
Yeah. Speaking of your little champagne glass, it's a really amazing opportunity to get everybody together, yes, or your mug, your Pix 11 mug, and do a little cheers. You know, 2020 has been a tough year for a lot of companies, a lot of people. So when you have everybody on Zoom, it's an amazing opportunity to really get everybody involved in talking about how 2021 is going to be a better year, cheersing to getting through 2020 and the successes and all of the things that you guys have done together to make it a good year and going into the next year. So it's a great opportunity to do a group cheers, and we do that at our company too.
You know, Jen, I was at a 50th Zoom birthday party on Saturday, and there were probably 25 of us on it, and it seemed so enormous. And I found that folks were messaging each other on like the little chat option. Do you think is that a no-no? I guess it's not up to us, it's up to the host to give us permission to do that. But what do you think about, you know, chatting the whole group if it's an enormous 25-person party?
I like getting into the DMs when it comes to making moves that you want to make in your holiday party for your career. So we always say, like, begin with the end in mind. You want to go into your Zoom holiday party with a goal. And if your goal is to connect with certain executives in the company or certain team members that you haven't spoken to make moves in your career, I would actually recommend sending a thoughtful DM. So don't just send like a whatever DM. Be thoughtful about the DM that you send. Think about what that person has going on, are cool questions that you can ask them to make yourself stand out. So I'm okay with the DMing. I actually like that feature.
Okay, so you say employees should work the virtual room. Is sliding into your DM part of working the virtual room, or do you have something else, some other piece of advice?
Oh, yeah. So there's two things. You want to stand out. So I would recommend, you know, getting dressed up, actually taking it seriously, just like you would if you're going to a real holiday party. Dress yourself up, dress maybe your background up so that you can stand out. Your boss and the leaders of the company are taking a lot of time and effort to put into this party to make it great. And so the more that you can engage and the more that you can stand out, the more energy and enthusiasm you can put into it, the more it's going to make you look good to everybody else. And then be thoughtful about the DMs that you send, right? So be really present when you're when you're in that little square. You want to show up. You want to be enthusiastic. You know, the extra mile is never crowded. Yeah. So go the extra mile when you're there. But then if there's somebody that you want to talk to, get up in that DM and just wish them a happy holiday or ask them an interesting question.
What about a Secret Santa? How can we do a Secret Santa on a Zoom party?
I love this. We can still do Secret Santas or Hanukkah Harrys or whatever you want to do. Have everybody pick a name a couple weeks in advance and then send your gift in the mail the old-fashioned way, and then have everybody open your gifts on Zoom. It's a great little activity to unite everybody and create a lot of engagement.
You know, we teased this story by saying if you get invited to your holiday party, go, because it could have an impact on your career. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, show up. Like I said before, the extra mile is never crowded. And right now, there's not a lot of ways to show up in person. So this is your moment, you guys. Zoom is your moment to be able to show up. And bosses, team leaders, they're putting a lot of energy. They don't really know how to navigate these Zoom parties. It's the first time. So if you can show up and be the person that's super engaged, that's super grateful for the opportunity, that really, shows up and has fun with it, you're going to stand out in your boss's eyes, in your team leader's eyes, and to the eyes of everybody that's on your team, your coworkers as well.